doesn't even need to.
Really needs to work on this. If they don't get the early game, they need to figure out a way to adapt in the game and just recollect themselves to be able to play into the mid towards the late game. But in this particular matchup, how do they replicate that same purpose of finding a better early game setup? Because I don't think that the Suyo will be let go again.
Well, here's the thing, right? This is why I think that blue side was very, very important for both of these teams. I think it's going to be a consistent back and forth until somebody figures out something about the red side that could maybe turn the tables for at least a minimum, for Team Liquid, at a minimum 2 games. If not, I mean, RQ is going to get the match point first, and then an immense amount of pressure is put on the team.
It's going to be very interesting, you're right. It's going to be very intense, and it does seem like for this series that first pick value has been delivering like crazy instead of, if you compare the last pick value, all right? Remember that Aurora last pick, it wasn't really as expected. I expected more from the Aurora.
I mean, Rin shouldn't have lost his passive at level 1. Like, so much happened because of that, right? Had Rin's not lost his passive, maybe he could have been able to contest that mid wave so that he could maybe save Dyren for when he was proxying, you know? So many variables could have been tweaked significantly. Because again, as much as Edok wants to be able to kind of pull people out of these tough positions because he's playing Matilda, if you don't have the backup, you're pulling them into yourself for a free double kill.
Very interesting, but I want to go back here.
Go back? How far?
Go check tack.
Okay.
He mentioned 4-2.
4-2?
And for now, it does seem it's 2-2. Will it be 3-2 and then 4-2? Just
I mean,
as
like,
predicted.
calm down, because RRQ are also playing impeccable games.
They are.
Okay, they have been looking clean, they have been executing it well.
That's right.
And it always just boils down to the drafts. Because I'm not saying that RQ had a bad draft, but this was a really good draft for TLID with the identity and where they find their strength. Early game.
Man, you can tell that your blood is blue. At this point, you don't even need a blood test. It's just, oh, no, sorry. It's B for blue. I agree with you. I think that, like, even RRQ right now, it's not about the performance. It really just comes down to, like, can we get a better draft? Maybe Skylar, let's not, you know, take a Purify every once in a while. You know, this is starting to get really, really nerve-wracking. But at least for TLID, especially for the Calvary fans here, with this game, it's a refresh. It's a reset of mental.
So we'll take a little bit of a refresh. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into that championship point, we're going to throw it over to our hosts up on the stage. Bye. Right.
Ca, sini dong. Ca, welcome Bandung. Udah nyapanya gitu aja?
Dio, lihat mama.
Oh gitu ya. Ca, akhirnya setelah hari pertama datang, sekarang datang lagi untuk menyaksikan grand final.
Kemarin nggak datang, hari ini datang lagi.
Tapi kamu nyangka gak sih kamu bakal datang hari ini untuk grand final?
Nyangka dong, nyangka banget. Kemarin udah pede banget sih, meskipun kalah waktu kemarin, tapi pede banget dia pasti bakal masuk ke final.
Kepedean itu datang dari mana nih? Apakah feeling-feeling dari Echa? Atau mendengar bisikan-bisikan?
Pede aja sih karena ada Fabian Acu kan.
Oh, Fabian tadi jago banget gak sih?
Jago banget, parah.
Parah. Tapi ngomong-ngomong kita bakal kilas balik nih. Karena ini kan pencapaian terbaik dari tim Liquid sepanjang sejarah MPL Indonesia. Dulu, pada saat dulu biasanya kita ketemu
Dark
sambil
Era.
Dark Era
kita pulang sambil ente, kadang-kadang ente. Kita paling bestnya tuh masuk 3 besar guys. Jadi ini sebuah kebanggaan sih buat kita. Kemarin aku capek-capek ngecas HP aku, tapi yang full malah perasaan bangga aku ke Liquid. Anjay.
Oh, asik.
Asik. Gokil.
Keren. Echa. Tapi Echa, ini kan perjalanan yang cukup panjang, apalagi Echa bersama Liquid tuh benar-benar dari Dark Era. Sekarang era apa nih?
Apa ya? New era ya? Nggak tahu sih apa sih sekarang.
Eranya baru, era kuda nih sepertinya ya.
Iya, era kentang. Hah? Kentang. Ah nggak tahu Bude.
Nggak tahu.
Pokoknya GG aja, era GG. Ya
era yang GG.
Ya.
Ngelihat sekarang mereka bertarung sekuat tenaga sebagai brand ambassador dari tim Liquid ID. Apa yang Echa lakukan dari tadi?
Teriak-teriak sih. Aku disuruh maju-maju. Aku dari tadi waktu game pertama merinding banget sih meskipun sempat kalah, tapi aku percaya pasti bakal bisa comeback. Kan ini namanya final, kalau misalnya nggak balas-balasan nggak seru kan. Kalau dibantai gitu kan kurang seru ya. Jadi emang sengaja sih puring kayaknya.
Bukan puring.
Apa namanya?
Ngefur. Enggak dong, ini semuanya udah memberikan yang mereka miliki ya, Ca?
Iya benar.
Rasanya di panggung tuh biasa, Eca biasa di panggung juga ya?
Iya.
Mengalahkan rasa nervous itu seperti apa sih?
Nggak tahu sih, jujur kalau aku jadi player kayak tanganku gemetaran sih.
Gitu?
Iya. Tapi mereka hebat banget sih, maksudnya kayak player Liquid kan banyak yang masih muda dan first time masuk ke MPL kan. Dan mereka hebat banget bisa ngalahin rasa demam panggungnya gitu. Itu big deal banget loh buat anak sekecil itu berkelahi dengan rasa deg-degan
Di panggung besar
di
MPL.
panggung besar itu.
Wow, tapi Eca ngelihat semua yang ada di sini, The Cavalry, ada nggak sih mungkin yang kamu ingin sampaikan sebagai brand ambassador juga dari BA untuk The Cavalry yang ada di sini, yang lagi di rumah, yang lagi nonton, yang lagi deg-degan juga. Mau digombalin boleh nih?
Aku makasih ya udah dukung Liquid dari dulu sampai sekarang. Kita dukung terus sampai Liquid menjadi juara. Kalaupun enggak, mereka udah lakukan yang terbaik. Terus aku nggak mau gombal buat yang nonton, aku mau gombal buat Favian.
Langsung aja nih.
Aku dari kemarin sibuk nontonin kartun Mickey. Tapi Mickey-nya bukan Mickey Mouse, Mickey-nya mikirin Favian acu.
Tapi sekarang Favian akan melanjutkan permainan. Coba semangat terakhirnya nih, ayo.
Semangat Favian dan tim Liquid, semoga kalian menang menjadi juara.
Kata-kata buat Barudak Bandung.
Wow.
Dan itulah dia, kita akan melanjutkan bagaimana keseruan dari hari ini. Final belum berakhir, Grand Final masih akan berlanjut. Dan ini akan menjadi game yang akan mendebarkan siapa yang akan mendapatkan poin berikutnya. Mari kita cari tahu bersama para panel dan juga para caster. Monggo, Man of Down.
Thank you so much, Bude. Thank you so much, Echa Aura. She's actually, okay, she's not Echa Aura anymore. She's Echa TLID, sorry. There are differences. Get with the program. But yeah, we gotta get with the program here in the best of 7 because we're now down 2-2. We're going to the 5th game. And we could potentially be, well, not potentially, we are definitely going to be seeing championship point. But the question is, who will be able to get there first? Will it be RRQ or will it be TLID?
So intense.
I genuinely don't know anymore. As much as I've already predicted that it's going to be a 4-3, it could go either way.
Right now, seeing RQ's performance is so spectacular and awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Eterna, what are you doing right now?
Sorry, you know how... So TLID are going to M6, right? And,
Yes.
And I think I could be potentially going there as well.
That is, okay.
But I don't know how to ask Yao Yao.
How do you, okay. There's...
Just as friends, by the way. I just want to grab like...
Yeah, totally.
like coffee or
There's
something.
a feature there where you
Okay.
can actually ask the AI. Do you know that?
Wait,
The
what?
AI feature on a phone?
Wait, what do I do? Oh,
What?
is it this?
I mean, practically, ladies and gentlemen, the Galaxy S24 FE. For those of you who are looking for a phone, it's flagship performance, but also a very budget-friendly price.
All right. How do I ask
That's an
Yao
AI
out
feature.
in M6 Malaysia? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I'm using the AI feature. So I could choose whether to have a casual or professional response.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very convenient.
What does that even mean?
Like if
gonna
it's
be
like,
like,
a professional setting.
Is casual good just be like, hey girl, how you
Wait, I
doing?"
forgot to set it in English.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's kind of awkward. But for those of you who are curious about it, the Galaxy S24 FE is a perfect choice. Price only at around... I keep forgetting the Indonesian numbers are huge. 9 million IDR. Its gaming performance is 2 times faster than the previous version. Not only is it great for gaming, but the Galaxy S24 FE also has impressive Galaxy AI features that Eterna currently is exploring.
And also, one of my absolute favorite here, Gideon, the feature that is It's called Composer. All right, this feature helps you create chat messages, captions, emails, and more with the help of Galaxy AI. And it's also perfect for inviting your crush to play together. How it works, Eterna is showing how it works.
Eterna, show the audience. Stop indulging in it. Eterna,
What?
Eterna, show the audience.
Oh, right, sorry.
Show it to the audience.
I forgot. So basically, all you need to do is like open the keypad on whatever, you know, chatting thing you use, guys. Super easy. And there's like under the chat box, under the chat box, there's the AI icon.
Yeah. Oh.
You just press it. Okay, I'm gonna press it now.
It's very simple, by the way.
Super simple to do.
Yeah, I press it, and then all I need to do is write what I want.
Ask away.
Ask Yaoi, yeah. And then you can choose standard or not, casual or professional. You can also change the language, which I just did. I changed it to Tagalog. Okay, and then
choice.
and then it auto-generated it for me. Okay.
Very simple.
It auto-generated?
That's how AI works, apparently, Gideon.
Dude, I was thinking like
Dude, we
small
mama.
stuff. I was thinking about like, yeah,
There you go.
emails. I'm like, no problem. But now you can even open up to your crush like, that's the whole paragraph.
There you go.
And
Wait.
luckily, we can check it first.
Okay.
So it doesn't auto-send.
That's a
We
cool.
can tweak it here and there. I don't understand what this means.
It even added emojis into it, right?
Yes.
What does this mean?
Very, very interactive indeed. So you guys, what are you waiting for? Get it. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, for you MPL viewers, you can get it a free 25-watt travel adapter as well, a 200K IDR, Google Play voucher, and a free permanent MLBB skin when you buy on Samsung.com/ID by using the promo voucher code of Galaxy S24 FE MPL. I remember, repeat that, Galaxy S24 FE XMPL.
You can also get an additional discount of 500,000 IDR
That's
for
a
your
lot.
first purchase on the Samsung Shop app. Hurry up because the promo only lasts until October 31st, 2024. So buy the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE now.
What does Gandamo
I don't-
Yaoi mean?
I don't want to get involved in this bit. This is the part where I draw the line because as soon as I don't know the language, I know somebody is messing with me. And I
Okay.
know that from my Filipino counterparts.
Okay, but you know, we don't want to mess with you guys.
Thank you, po.
Thank you po. Chantel po.
I'm sure she's watching this, by the way.
Kamusta? Okay lang. Let's go, guys. Filipino. Anyway, for you guys at home, once again, you know, whether you're Filipino or not, you know, everyone around the world, we want to ask you guys, not language tips, but more so, how can RRQ make a comeback for game number 5? Yeah, okay, pretty self-explanatory. 45% ban or pick Suyo.
Should be 0%. No, that's a balance zero.
What do you mean? I mean, 45% of the audience is correct. I don't know who the other 55? Yeah, 55% of people are
Quick
like,
math.
Suyo's not the problem in that game, man. He's not the problem.
You should limit Wheaty's initiation hero or power. Duh.
No, it's Witty. It's all Witty's fault. I think that Witty, yes, he has a couple of tells, but I don't think his initiations are great, but they're very, very telegraphed. And he only goes in when he knows he can guarantee get the hit. So it's like, why do you care so much about the initiations, especially when the early game was so heavily driven, not only by Witty, but this Suyo from Fabian?
All right.
Brave of Fave to win work.
And I don't think that's gonna happen again. I
Nah.
mean, look at your screen right now. Second pick.
Oh.
TLID are now on red side, so RQ chose first pick.
I hope TLID has something interesting for red side, because again, it feels like they kind of figured out blue side, but they don't want to show it off again to RRQ to maybe pick up on some of those habits. So keep them on their toes.
You know what? I expect RRQ now being on blue side, they might ban the Hilda out.
Ooh.
Like game 2. I don't think Guess Cute has a direct answer for this Hilda. Even TLID has shown what they can do against the Hilda game 4.
Do you think Fanny Cho Hilda again?
Fanny Cho Hilda.
Yeah, I think they want the Matilda, if not the Suyo. Or maybe TLID is trying to be cheeky. Let go of the chip.
Oh, to Idok? Oh man, I don't know about this.
I don't know about this, Mr. Gotti. I don't think that's a good idea, Mr. Gotti.
Don't stress us out. Don't stress us out. Okay, let's get into the drafting phase for game number 5, right?
5.
Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. There you go.
You hit the nail on the head with this one. It's one for one, each and every one of them.
Fanny Chohilda.
Fanny Chohilda. Game 2.
So what did RQ go for? They went Matilda in game number 2.
They did go for Matilda in game number 2, but at least St. Lucas has already like put a big clamp on that, right? They get rid of Matilda, they get rid of the Suya as well as the chip. Now Phoveus is going to get first pick for the side of Cascute. To come back to St. Lucas, let's see how he's going to manage this. Because again, I feel like Phoveus for certain teams are a hit or a miss.
Yes, and based on game 3, I believe. Yeah, Dyren rocked the Phoveus like crazy. TLID, they should have the scenario, right? They should have the radar that Phoveus first pick. But it seems like they're taking their time here.
Wait, do they go? Do you want Bane or do you want? Do they just go Angela Ling? Okay, sorry, that's crazy.
I mean, it's a little tough.
Bane and Alpha is Alpha.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like TLID always lean in, especially when they have that first option. We'll rather the Alpha over the Bane 9 times out of 10. But Witty now getting access to the Khalid once more. Pretty big deterrent for RRQ. I mean, if we're talking about how Khalid is supposed to play in lane against the Phoveus, generally Khalid has a slight advantage pre-level 4, but then afterwards, Phoveus doesn't really care what the Khalid does at that point. He can tank for days, he can poke him out, and most importantly, he can break him out of the quicksand guard.
What about the clear?
The clear, Khalid is going to take out 90% of the time.
So the Zushin and the Bane, okay. So RQ, it seems like they will not prioritize the Yve. It seems like Rince is more comfortable here on that Zushin as well. TLID, they will take the Yve. So it's a the theme is still as game 1 in this series.
Yep. They basically kind of given what their main laners are going to be. 2 out of the 3 of their mid trio as well. Ooh, they get rid of Irithel.
Yeah.
So does that mean first pick Natan and then they kind of say, you know, whatever happens, happens?
Beatrix, I think. I think now Skylar wants the Beatrix. With this Irithel ban. If not TLID, ban for that last
Actually,
spot.
I think Kesku should ban out the Beatrix, to be fair. It's red side, and they've already got 2 enablers. They've already got the Raging Sandstorm, they also got RWM as well. If you pair that up with the Beatrix, you've basically got a death trap.
But if they do that, what's to stop them from picking up something crazy like a Claude?
Like a Claude?
I prefer the Clint. If Beatrix banned from the side of RRQ, I prefer TLID picking up the Clint.
This is specific for RRQ, Claude.
It is.
Specific and against TLID that have picked up the Yve.
Yes. No, that's a very good angle to look at it. But 2 things that I was worried about. Number 1 was Hylos, which got banned out here. The second one is Franco, and that also got banned out by TLID.
Yeah, agree.
Dang, they are on top of this draft. Woo! This is a tough one. Do they ban out the Beatrix? I feel like they should, because I feel like RRQ's, especially Skylar's hero pool, is deep enough to take advantage of it.
Another body they are going for here. Terizla. One of the main factors. TLID, they will pick up the Natan early here. So they're not practically concerned in leaving the hero for Aaron Shiki last.
Guys, this 1-1, but outranged by Yve.
Yep.
It could still be Beatrix, right? Beatrix. Even Kaja is an option.
Because Kaja, you want to pair it with a mid laner who has more burst. Jushin is not very bursty here. And I feel like unless they've got like some... I mean, it could technically work with Bane, but I think Bane still would need items first before he can do that. All right, there we go. The Beatrix comes through. Shawhead. Okay. Jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, I hope Aaron brings Purify.
Owen, are you there? Owen?
Akai is good here. TLID can pick up the Akai. RQ banned it out like twice last game, and if not 2 games ago. Now I feel like Akai, proper disengage tool, great pin down possibility, and Jawhead is going to be very annoyed against an Akai.
How does it lane against the Phoveus though? Because I don't think you can put the Akai in the roam.
Actually, well, I think against Phoveus it does pretty well in the early game, right? Because his base damages are actually deceptively high, and when you're dealing with the poke, you need to just worry about Phoveus' second cast of his first ability. Okay. Implosion instead. So they're really doubling down on this big wombo combo.
Want the big CC. Tigreal and Jawhead, both roamers first time in the series.
Okay, how are we feeling about the drafts this time around?
I think this is very snowball heavy for RRQ as well as TLID. I think First Blood is really going to matter between both of these teams. That first turtle is going to determine the next 2 minutes of the game. That's how devastating it's going to be.
Let's not forget Natan Yves late game though for TLID.
Huh? Let's not. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's it from the panel. We're going to throw it over to the casters for championship point.
2-2. A ceasefire to be cancelled soon, as they will all battle it out again in the Land of Dawn in game number 5. It is still TLID against RRQ Hoshi.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, game number 5. The battle for match point, championship point. TLID able to equalize the scoreboard, and now it's another Alpha versus Bane in the jungle. It's not really that crazy anymore, huh, Arashi, from the regular season. But still, so far, both these junglers, it really depends on the early game. Whoever seems to get the early has always just dominated through.
In theory, Edok on the Jawhead, again, can do so much more damage. It's so much stronger individually, right? 1v1, especially with the mecha suppression. Extra damage, 2% per each stack, up to 6 stacks, so up to 12% damage, additional damage for the team. It's like a mini focusing mark. Emblems of Indie Home though show that it's full movement speed, agility, and Wilderness Blessing for Edok. He's playing full utility, whereas for Witty, he's always been more frontline heavy. Going with the firmness for the extra bit of survivability, but the thrill on 3 members, they want to have that early game damage. With 3 agilities on the side of RRQ, it's going to be an early game skirmish. It's only a matter of when. With Skylar having the weapon mastery, waiting for a kill. Whoa.
Good shove over. It's not the ejector threat. And for TLID, it's really just all about getting the Natan to a comfortable spot. It's not really the best of matchups against the Beatrix, so playing it safe is okay, as long as they go for the control over the neutral objective.
We talked about the Akai, right, as the disengage tool against the Jawhead, but then you see Witty in the Tigreal. Not one of his best heroes, of course. We haven't seen it that much.
Yep.
But we talk about the Sacred Hammer, right, that can really knock back the enemies from RRQ. Is that also a disengage tool to really just counter the Jawhead approaching?
In theory, that Symbol of Force can't really be stopped like that, but, you know, if he gets a pushback, he might be in danger of being picked up himself. Look at this though, control for the team Liquid, but RRQ are ready to contest.
Good shove from Witty. Good ejector! Paving to be locked down now, Demonic Force, oh, the shots, Edok! Is the one who gets it with the Spark Missiles! Tyrant First Blood, there you have it. Rin's Crimson Beacon to the front, forcing Witty to flicker out.
Fabian thrown it through the Sharks, and he was stuck in the turtle pit. RRQ, they get that early game going. Chicky, it's not gonna go for the kill.
Darren has a level advantage. He's trying to bully Aran. Beat him up here while he has the advantage. Going for a bit of a play here.
Uh-oh. Aran might be forced to use the Raging Sandstorm. Darren doesn't want to go for the dive. He's had enough. He got the dub.
Witty, though, pressured by Rins and Skylar with the Beatrix. How is he gonna fare in this lane, Arashi?
In the lane, I think for Beatrix, it's about getting some poke in with the Renner, clearing the lane and rotating. And we've seen Edok. This be a big problem here for Team Liquid ID. If they're just waiting around, Edok doesn't really have to commit to really do damage with the smart missiles. He can just walk around and have that extra shield, and he'll just win the trade by default. But I think it's going to be a long wait till the next neutral objective here for both teams.
So I got confirmation. Witty, this is the first time ever that we've seen a Tigreal pick from Witty. A debut pick, you would say, for Witty in the grand finals.
Oof. Is it a card up his sleeve? Is it desperate times with desperate measures? Edok though, whoa!
Real world inflation and the Spear of Alpha. Aran walking forward. Edok, it got really low. Raging Sandstorm to take him down. Now with Lancer Flare, Tyrant moving forward. Crimson Beacon. No Spear of Alpha means you're dead. Alpha down. Aran in the back. Heston. Run! Jumped down by Tyrant under the turret. Witty getting the shot, but there is no way that they can go for any kills. There's no one alive to do so. Aran forced back RRQ with an early game win.
They know they have the phobias. They know the longer the game goes, the fight goes rather, Dairon is just gonna pop off, dude. As long as it's a front to back, as long as Team Liquid ID are kind of corralled together for safety, it's fine. But look at Witty though. Whoa!
Oh, with the shove back again. Around into the front. Whoa! Good knockup with the Fabian Spear of Alpha. Grins, no Crimson Beacon. Big resources spent earlier. Fabian, no Spear of Alpha.
Tango, they want to fight this
Around,
run.
Raging Sandstorm out of 2. Retreat on point from Fabian. Gets out. Deadly catch from Sutsujin will not find them.
Great trade there. Aran sacrificing himself to get the turtle, and Dairon actually comes in to try and flicker in, disrupt the turtle take. A bit too late though, but RRQ setting up for something on the top side. There's gonna be surprise coming in from Fabian and Weedy though.
Oof, they invade TLID's jungle. They have control over this, and Weedy getting tossed upon.
That's the ejector for you. Whenever you're in these bushes, opening up is always scary.
There's a lot of abilities that could just mimic the movements of TLID, and they can jump into the backline of TLID as well. Talking about the Phovius jump and then Edoc with the unstoppable force. Does this mean the only tool that can keep them in place is the particular ult?
It might actually, maybe the real manipulation and the Raging Sandstorm, those two, this can all be comboed together in theory. So RRQ for sure needs to be a bit more careful. Not for now. I mean, RRQ with this control, they can use the Jawhead even more efficiently. But look at this dive though.
Very aggressive on the Sutsujin. Aran also walking up concussive blast. Ready, Sutsujin will be taking down Fabian. Dead will be traded back. Dairon, Rins is the guy that Dairon has given the kill over to.
At this point, man, Dairon is just absolute menace, but
Implosion from Witty. A shove. Skylar, no Purify on the Beatrix. And that's why they picked the Tigreal. They know Skylar will be vulnerable.
This is a very good kill that also cements the lead up top. They get the turret going down. And this might be the chance, but it's of course Mr. Ade.
Is that an RRQ jersey?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Arashi, I'm just saying, man. I've been watching this guy's streams, or at least his clips. And whenever he wears someone's jersey, they lose, man. They use Pikachu's jersey, man, you know, so.
I want to see him flex his M1 medal. He did that in the regular season, right?
I don't think he'll do it twice. Maybe Edoc will do it twice. Ejector again onto. Whoa! Good dodge with the Spear of Alpha. Away from the Menace Rage. And we have Ade acknowledging that he's been featured here.
Hey, cool. Just like RRQ when they're engages, conceal play.
Shove over into the real room ablation. Witty looking for an implosion. Raging Sandstorm combo with the implosion. 2 members, but Rins. Demonic force from Dairon. Onto the back. Aaron Shiki disappears. It's a shot over, trying to find them. Yehezkiel still gets out, but it's a big win for the Kings of Kings.
Dude, RRQ, they're just getting so much more value due to the clumping nature of Team Liquid ID. They've been trying to corral together for safety, but it's really working against them, especially when Dairon is just so out of control, dude. 3-1 and 4, getting shut down there, but having so much pressure. Compare his impact here to Aran. All Aran has been able to do is zone people away and get big crowd control AoEs. But for Dairon, he's doing everything. He's sustaining, he's doing damage, he's knocking people up left and right. It's just so good right now. His damage, he's actually the highest goal difference from both teams.
As an XP.
As an XP leader,
insane.
Yeah, so good from Dairon. Has been able to get the targeting going on as the Phobies as well. Jumping into the backline, TLID, they have nothing that can protect them unless either Aran lands a healing Raging Sandstorm or maybe an implosion also going on. As RRQ, they want to take control of top side, and Aran is there just to safeguard the players of TLID. But now for TLID, what's their winning condition, Arashi?
The win condition is to get Arashiki on curve and get a combo, right? If they can actually land a massive combo and catch 3 members of RRQ, it could be a big moment. Oh, Witty!
Whoa, they go on to Witty. Implosion used up already. Demonic Force now. Dairon in for the pursuit into Arashiki. Good Spear of Alpha from Fabian, but Dairon just flickers out. Meanwhile, Witty will be dealt with by Sutsujin. Rins picks Yehezkiel up. Fabian has been isolated by RRQ. Usually you see the cavalry run people down. The Kings are running the cavalry down.
The lone stallion beheaded by the kingdom. They want the revolution to stop, and they are on course of doing it.
Edoc has Flicker. They have a window here with 2 members down. No Tigreal. They're gonna go straight for the purple. Go straight for the Lord. I don't know if they have enough damage to rush it. There's definitely a lot of damage available. But Rins, that was a great play to really separate, to really break apart the composition of Team Liquid ID. This is the problem here for Team Liquid. If they go and group together, they lost earlier because of the AoE, of the combos. if they spread apart, Rins just kind of wedges himself in between all the members, and they just can't win regardless. They just don't have enough damage just yet. 5,000 gold lead, Lord coming up, RRQ. If tempo is what they're looking for, they're doing a great job.
Yeah, they're excelling in their own rights. But TLID, the only thing they can do is just cut down the creeps, farm it up, maybe just wait for Iron Chicken to get his power spike in that Holy Crystal, maybe. And this Latan will have a very, very huge responsibility of carrying this game. Skylar with the BOD. This will just even exert more damage towards TLID, but not the items though, Arashi.
In the items, Thunderbolt, Radiant Armor competed for Dyron. He's definitely up on the curve. Skylar has the Sky Piercer though. It's a Spa. Let's see. With that build, can he actually get some stacks going? As Hitsujin, as always, man, that damage is great.
Oh, there you
but
go.
Third item, Power Spike for Aaron. Now RRQ needs to be a bit more careful. Dyron can maybe tank some shots, but Rins, Hitsujin, and Skylar, they have to be very aware of where exactly Aaron Shiki is. And he has a Purify, so he can't really be stopped as easily.
Yeah, a single implosion towards Skylar can be the end of RRQ because Skylar is vulnerable, like you said. No Purify on the Beatrix.
Wow.
And this is the first Lord, right? So it's easy to take it down, especially when you have an Atan that gets shredded down easily. And the Eve as well.
And a Holy Defense.
And a Holy Defense.
Yep. Well, Fabian, on top of that, goes for the Queen's Wings as well, so it's going to be a bit more durable. As wow, a fast-moving Jawhead coming straight at you. Definitely scary, let alone the one piloted by Edok here. Finding a lot of opportunities so far, but RRQ, the patient just wait around right here, and we get a taste of that burst damage. Haskill, almost.
The Renner.
More than half his HP.
It was almost killed.
Wait,
Oh.
not yet. Is Yes alive?
Yeah, easy
alive.
killed.
Hey!
Hello,
Oh,
Joe.
very like that. Because he'll play
Like and
from TLID.
subscribe
They want to
कर
reclaim
देना channel
control
को please.
of their top side jungle because the wave is shoving towards them, but bottom side still a slow push for TLID. Tyron might jump in.
He does jump in. Ejector, not ready to get Shiragi. Sandstorm onto Rin, still has a Purify. Good disengage here. You're not going to be taken very low. Real world inflation, unable to find him. Dyron to the back, just jumping. Renner's happening, not connecting. Aaron Shiki finding Dyron, winning. Finding two, but then, only then does Rins decide to pop in the Purify. Very, very patient.
Oh,
Up
really?
top. It should be a base turret. It will. Free for RRQ.
Wow, look at how much effort needs to be exerted by Team Liquid ID to catch Dyron. Even then, if they were just a little bit slower, if Dyron was a bit tankier, he could have gotten an extra kill there too. The damage on this hero really is quite insane. Now with the base tower taken, unfortunately for RRQ, it is not on the side of the Lord, so they cannot use it for an advantage. But look at where Skylar is, already cutting, already prepping for the next Lord take. 7.5k gold ahead. Team Liquid ID with the golden combo, the Natan and the Yi. Do they want to contest this? Do they want to let it go and play that defense? Take a page out of Geek Fam's book.
They want to.
They have to.
They have to. They have to defend. They can't contest this Lord. I mean, we did look kind of confused with the Tinkerbell as well.
Yeah.
The implosion. It was hard for him to find and target a specific RRQ member, and I feel like yes, you have to bank on that implosion coming from Witty. But how are you supposed to maneuver if there's so much layer towards RRQ's front line?
Especially with all the AoE like waves coming in. You have the deadly catch, but also the wave of the Phobias just knocking you up. If you're coming from the front, it's going to be so difficult. And I think the idea for Witty is that he wants to come from a different route, not go for a frontal assault, but the zoning. Look at where Edok is at every single time. It's almost like the entrance to the jungle on the bottom side is plugged by Edok. The one on top is plugged by Dyron.
Yeah, they have a tri-lane wave pushing up top, down bottom, one in mid as well. This will be the base defense we all talk about. Geek Fam style, TLID, can they hold?
Let's see if they can. Edok walking up Rodin, zoning them away. That's an implosion onto Edok. Let's jump back to Edok. Able to flicker out. Rin's gonna be caught by the speed of Alpha though. Aran jumping in, diving in. Two members down. RWM catching Dyron with a raging sandstorm. Dyron melted by Aaron Sticky. And they keep themselves alive in game 5.
The revolution still underway. They keep it alive. Renner's apathy to impale Aaron Shiki, but he will be fine. They hold the base, but they lose 2 turrets.
very similar goal lead still, so all things considered, not a massive swing just yet for Team Liquid, but these are the moments where they can find some more turrets, more farm in the jungles, maybe even another pickup if really can get close enough. There is a flicker available and Skylar has no Purify, so now he needs to really respect it without the frontliners available, without Edok and Dyron around to just tank some of that.
Whoa, oh my goodness, what happened to a run? A pull, but wrong ejector, Witty, caught. Lantern flare over to Aaron Shiki, no! There is no entropy, buys the Blood Wings, he pops the Purify, but he will still be cornered. Oh, even despite dealing that damage. Now in the mid lane, it's a cut in the waves. Fabian will be able to buy some time, he has Keel, gun down, hard of the end. Not enough to take this game, to save this game. Fabian chased down by Dyron. One cannon minion, another super minion wave up top. The Kings of Kings have secured match point. 1 game away from an MPL title.
The fashion,
What a game, guys. So please all
The
guys
closure
to
of that
like and
game.
subscribe the channel.
it was unexpected. They won that fight in the middle. Sutsujin turning his back towards TLID, catching them all on their way back, and they got the team fight going.
It was just a great reaction from RRQ, identifying the Team Liquid. They have damage, they have high ground, they have everything going for them going into the late game, but what they don't have is mobility. Immediately you saw Edok burst into action. You saw everyone use everything they can to locate that fight, and Rins on the Sushin with the spam ability, with the movement speed boost, with 2 gap closers, was able to just get the slightest bit of crowd control onto Aaron Shiki, and just like that, we talked about this. You're the kings of the base defense, but dare you venture out into the wilderness?
It feels like it's a deja vu of the games they've played with the Natan and the Eve. They want to defend their base. They want to hold on to dear life. They want to hold on till Kingdom Come, but it just didn't happen. Why are they pushing outside?
At this point, it's just no discipline. Why
Panic?
would they push in like that, right? They have a Eve, they have a ton. They're great at wave clearing. They got a win in the team fights, but they didn't. There's no way they didn't pay attention to the respawn timers. There's no way. They definitely knew it was coming. They decided to stay because they thought they could win the team fight, despite using all their resources for the skirmish already. That was just a bad call.
It seemed like they thought that RRQ were gonna come in one by one, because we've seen it happen before, but RRQ waited. They sacrificed a structure and they got it done as a team.
We'll throw it over to the panelist desk to decipher what happened right there. Eterna, take it away.
Thank you so much, casters, for that game. Game number 5, and we're finally at championship point. RRQ just need one more game to be able to win the Raja Galaxy title for Season 14. Everything has led up to this point, and what a game by RRQ. Very clean. They held control from the early portion of the game, and it felt like TLID had absolutely no answer to that.
Again, I think the series, just first pick value again. Dyron just rocks the Phobius very, very well. And last pick value, that Witty Tig Witty. Yeah, that ain't it, man. That ain't it. I ain't feeling Witty on that Tig. And yeah, unfortunately, his implosions wasn't really game-changing implosion in that game.
Yeah, it wasn't, but I also think that they needed to focus a little more on an answer to particularly Jawhead, and I think they needed a better way to kind of get around the map. And as Arashi mentioned, yes, they don't have the mobility, but they have if they execute well enough in these fights, it's basically impossible for RRQ to have any kind of callback to it, especially when it boils down to resources. This is a war of attrition between these two teams. Nobody wants to pull that trigger first, but TLID is more inclined to do so, because if they're able to take at least one member out, the whole fight suddenly shifts into their favor.
But for some reason, if the pilot behind the Tigreal wasn't Witty, let's say it was somebody like Key, I think it would have ended a little differently.
It's tough to say, considering that they have a Zushin as well here.
I understand. He gets caught time and time again. It was a huge problem for Weedy to find those combos. It's not as simple as that. It's not as straightforward as that. And beyond that, Weedy, we haven't seen this pick in quite some time. I don't think we've actually ever seen Weedy on the Tigreal. But going back to the player of the game presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, it's Dyron on the Phoveus. So we saw that the Phoveus was first pick prio by RRQ. We thought that maybe that was a big gamble as compared to letting go of the Alpha and the Khalid, but man, just, you know, this guy, man. I mean, even in the lane, Iran was suffering so incredibly that he couldn't go anywhere.
He really couldn't. I mean, TLID found success in the previous match only because they had potential answers in their flex pick. Unfortunately, Phoveus does really well into both Khalid as well as Hylos, so it really didn't matter for him. Dyron had the time of his life. You can see that Iran is significantly under-farmed the entirety of the game. By the time the game ended, he had like what? T2 boots, a Thunderbelt, Blade Armor, and then one more component. He was getting shredded by everybody at max build. Sutsujin, to me, is a very big standout in this match. He hits level 15, he's 4 levels ahead of Fabian pretty much the entirety of the game, and he can kill anybody who builds armor when he purchases Malefic Roar.
Oh, it's so disgusting. It really shows as well how Keskut is always the one step ahead on the draft. And of course, execution, there is no doubt. RRQ is definitely up there. Dyron, take a look also this last sequence here. Yeah, I think TLID, they snoozed a bit, right? They snoozed a bit in this last sequence, which cost them the game. Aaron and Shiki really know where to go. And they know when Aaron Shiki's down, yeah, it's just over. Again, very good call from RRQ, but very bad call on the other hand from the side of TLID to overstay. I know that they want the inner, but it's really not worth it.
I think that, like, even so, at a certain point, you need to just throw your abilities out, right? I feel, unfortunately, it's starting to look like everybody is looking for maximum value at all times. Sometimes I think that Yehezkiel just needs to drop the RWM to stop the bleeding, man. If you're missing a leg and you're running out of blood, you're gonna die faster unless you cauterize it. So he's got to be able to slow them down.
And in the end, RRQ, they completely capitalized over that. Oh, man. 14 minutes and 35 seconds, that's all it took. When it comes down to it, is there anything that we should note about, you know, emblems, itemizations, or is this all standard?
It's all standard all across the board. I think the Winter Crowns are really making the difference here. I think the only other thing to point out is really Skylar going for the Sky Piercer, because his job generally is to finish off his targets rather than chunking them out. It's, you know, 2 different play styles, and that's why he's 3-1-1. It's not his job to be that guy just yet. He's just letting the rest of his team kind of bully Team Liquid ID into submission, and just before their last breath, they just see Skylar on top of him.
So does this warrant Jawhead being a good replacement towards the Franco and the Kaja as that, you know, combination with the Beatrix?
Not necessarily. I think that Jawhead was in a very unique position here because he is good in the early game, but he's not a game changer. He is more so a lead extender. Any kind of small lead you have, he's like a 10x multiplier who walks in and is just like, big money for you, big money for you.
Yeah, I mean, with the Jawhead picker, they're taking a risk because if they win the early, they will surely control the mid fairly and, of course, control more, snowball more, which RRQ evidently showed in that game. But if RRQ slipped, let's say, yeah, it's going to be tough for a Jawhead to be that game changer if Team Liquid got the lead early. So RRQ taking a risk, but very well calculated risk because they have Dyron on the power pick, right? That Phoveus was the center of that early and mid, and RRQ Oshi, they bank on the XP, that first pick value very, very well.
So again, right, the general theme still reigns through. Not through, true, I mean. Still reigns true, early game. Early game,
No.
early game.
Yeah, no comebacks, right?
No, not just yet.
I think so far RRQ is much better throughout every phase of the game in comparison to